because we have no chair, and because of things that have happened in the last few days, I would like a chance to speak before we start electing officers. I think that I have the right to do that because I've been cut out of all the discussions and plans prior to this meeting. You didn't even have the courtesy of calling me and asking me if I could attend this meeting or if it was convenient for me. I managed to get here. There are very serious matters at hand here that thousands of our friends and neighbors are going to have their voting rights challenged, and I want to speak, Jane.
Well, wait just 1 second. Would someone second her motion to recess then so that all her concerns could be voiced in front of everyone could hear her?
I agree with your statement before. Let's go ahead and elect officers, and I'd like to make a motion.
Well, we have one motion already on the floor.
That's right.
So
thank you.
I would second the motion to move the meeting to the Commissioner's boardroom.
Right. Thank you.
I would like to make a motion to amend the movement until after the election of board officers. Just for the clarification of being able to call the meeting back into order once we have recessed.
So do you want to continue with your statement?
I would like to finish my statement, and then we can do the elections, all right? My statement is that we have very serious matters today, and that we have a lot of people here who need to be addressed, whose needs need to be addressed. And I have the right and I have the duty to have a say in whatever goes on, and I don't ever want to be treated like this again. Do you understand me? I am appointed just as you are. I want you to give me the common courtesy of treating me with respect. I wanted to show you the hard copy of these letters I sent you on Friday asking for the material that I just got today that you refused to give me. I sent you these emails. Did you get my email? Did you get my email?
Yes, ma'am, but I didn't want to respond because I didn't want to be in violation of the Open Meeting Act.
You were not, well, you were in violation of the Open Meeting Act when you were consulting with him. You know, in fact...
but for the record, we've never consulted.
Oh, tell me about that. Now, then, if you did not consult, how did Anne Marie Yates know whatever you guys were doing?
I'd like to call the question.
You can't call the question. All right, go ahead. Call the question. I would like to know if you met with an attorney or anyone
I'll
else.
second the amendment to go ahead and appoint the officers, then the recess for 15 minutes and go over to the other courtroom to reconvene the meeting.
I would like the opportunity to continue what I have to say, and then we can do that, as he agreed with me a minute ago. I'm sure you don't like me lambasting you, but I am pretty hot around the collar about this, all right? I officially asked you for a copy of the resolutions and the plan before this meeting, and you did not provide them to me. And that would have nothing to do with, violating the Open Meetings Act, because you had already given this material to Jane Ann, except you didn't give her the copy of the resolutions and the plan. You refused to do that. That is not how it's done. And this is Jane Ann, has this ever happened before? Never. Tell us what the usual procedure is so that they know.
Normally, the chairman or the board members will express concerns to me about things they want on the agenda. Normally, my staff and I form the agenda. And then any resolutions, we're aware of them, and we go ahead and type up the resolutions.
That's right.
And then we'll have them ready
the
to present.
The resolutions should be given to everyone, all the members of the committee. Is that not true?
Yes.
Okay, and they should be given in time for that person to read, the people to read them and be prepared for the meeting. Is that not true?
Yes.
Okay, do you understand that that would be a necessary thing? That you can't just come in here like gangbusters and start intimidating the staff and throwing your weight around? I mean, you guys are really out of line. Besides which, in Friday's Watauga Democrat, Republican Party Chairwoman Anne Marie Yates provided an extensive interview in which it was clear that she totally understood what the decisions were, what the plan was, what the precinct changes were going to be. When I on the committee did not know, and I'm assured that both of you knew, and you could not know unless you consulted. Did you not consult? How did you decide to have this meeting if you did not consult? Okay, so is that a tacit acknowledgement that you consulted? You know, I know that you told Jane Ann that because on Thursday you waited until the last minute to go get yourself sworn in, that it was okay for you to talk to him before this. But that is strictly in violation of the Open Meetings Act. If you want to talk about that, let's talk about that. I mean, don't you consider here? Then the other thing is Anne Marie Yates is the sister of a person who is running for office in the municipal elections, and she knows all about your plans to change the precincts. That is damn illegal, and you can't do that. And I want you to know that you can't do that. Are the two of you aware that no two board members are allowed to discuss board issues behind closed doors, that all meetings about board business must be open, that to do so constitutes an official meeting and is in violation of the Open Meetings Law? If you want to turn to your book on these official statutes, I can read it to you because I've copied it here, but this would be 143-318.10a, and this reads, each official meeting of a public body shall be open to the public, and any person is entitled to attend such a meeting. Dash 318.10d defines official meeting as a meeting, assembly, or gathering together at any time or place, or the simultaneous communication by conference telephone or other electronic means of a majority of members of a public body for the purpose of conducting hearings, participating in deliberations, or voting upon, or otherwise transacting the public business within the jurisdiction, real or apparent, of the public body. That last one, 143-318.10, Note 1, says, when a meeting is held in secret and without prior notice, or no member of the public is permitted to attend, and no media access is permitted, a violation of the Open Meetings Law is clear. In what way have you two not violated the Open Meetings Law? You boys should be ashamed of yourselves. This meeting should be adjourned as it violates the letter and the spirit of the Open Meetings Law, contemplates precinct and voting actions resulting from consultation with the sister of a candidate running in the upcoming Boone election, which is illegal, and if it's not, it should be. What you decided upon your resolutions and plans secretly and in concert. You did not provide me, a legitimately appointed member of the board, with your resolutions and plans prior to this meeting, even though I directly requested them from you when I first learned of their existence 4 days ago. And as far as this agenda is concerned, let the record reflect that I do not accept this agenda because this is the first time I have seen it, and I was not consulted about it in any way. I would also like to mention that there was on our July agenda a draft discussion of permissible and non-permissible political activities of board members. Why was that dropped from this agenda? I think we need it. In light of your questionable activities leading up to this meeting, I request that we add to this agenda a discussion of permissible and non-permissible political activities by board members, which is standard procedure. And I think the time for that discussion is right now. Jane Ann, will you advise the new board members concerning our legal and ethical responsibilities as election officials? Thank you.
Would you get that from the last minutes, please?
Ms. Hodge, I'd like to point out that since it's a notice of special meeting, we are not able to add anything to the agenda and the general statutes under special meeting. I would also like to say that we currently have a motion on the floor pending to amend Ms. Campbell's recess to where we will recess after we elect officers.
Well, I think that
I
we
would
can.
like to call for question.
I think that we can continue this because I think it is really important that we do, and then we will be on a new front for the rest of the meeting, and hopefully on a better front for the rest of the 2 years that we share this responsibility to our fellow citizens of this city and the town and the county.
I'd like to second the motion on the table, the amendment from Mr. Eggers.
Okay. Are you close to being completed?
All I wanted you to do was to advise us on our legal and ethical responsibilities as you intended to do in the last meeting, and that was cut out of this meeting. Do you want to have your ethical and legal responsibilities explained to you after you have violated them? Let's go ahead and do that.
We cannot add anything to this agenda or we will be in violation of the law.
I don't think
I would
so.
like-
Not as much in violation of the law as
Ms.
you
Hodges,
are
will you
right
please- Will
now.
you please call the question?
Yes. Your motion was that we move,
The
that we
amendment
recess for
after-
15
No,
minutes.
the motion to
Okay, you
amend,
want
her
to-
motion was to recess after the
You
election
would
of
like to call
officers.
for officers.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to do the officers after we change.
There's a second on the floor.
So we need to call for officers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Luke Eggers as
Well,
the chair.
we need to take a vote first on whether or not.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
on the
Do you-
amendment.
do you- Okay, for the amendment, do we have everyone that says yes?
Donna, who was it that made the motion to amend? Was that?
Like,
I
you made the motion.
Yes, Campbell, okay.
I thought we were moving so people could see.
Yes.
Okay, so there's.
And then he seconds the motion for such amendment.
Please call.
And then I'm calling for officers.
Well, we need to.
We need to do
vote
this.
on
Okay.
The amendment
Are
was
we
to
going
move.
to,
motion to amend.
the motion to
Remind me,
amend?
the amendment, my original motion was to move.
You made a main motion, which was to move to the administration
Right,
board.
and you
I
made a
made a
second
motion,
motion.
a motion to amend
Yes.
until after.
The election of
And that,
officers.
and the discussion on my end for the reason for that is because it will be smoother for us to reconvene the meeting because we will have a chairman and secretary to call the meeting back into order.
Well, I'm
after.
sure
Looks like
it
she's
will
doing
be
pretty well with
smoother
it
for
now.
you, but I'd prefer to have Jane Ann do it, to be quite honestly.
Well,
All right.
duly noted.
Okay, such motion brought forward.
A second. the motion.
Okay.
I say no.
Can you vote it?
So
All in favor? Yes.
Aye.
And against? It passes. We will call for officers now. Chairman of the Board of Elections, do I have any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Luke Eggers for chairman of Board of Elections for Watauga County.
Okay, do we have a second to such?
I will second.
Go figure.
I would like to have discussion now.
Okay,
I take the election of officers to this board very seriously. I have thought a lot about which of you would be best able to serve as chair. But the oaths we took for this position read in part, I do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that I will well and truly execute the duties of the office of member of the Watauga County Board of Elections to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God. That means you are responsible for doing your best and not going around creating chaos and havoc. In light of your activities thus far, you have violated your oath of office, and I'm sorry I cannot support either one of you. In my opinion, neither of you is qualified for officer positions.
I would like to say why I feel like I would make an adequate chairman. I've run several meetings. I'm very familiar with parliamentary procedure and Robert's Rules of Order. I think for the ease of business and operating within decorum, that I would make a very adequate chairman for this board.
okay, you will need to call for, are there any nominations for secretary?
We need to vote first on it.
After not
Chairman.
giving her the information for today's meeting in advance.
Everyone for Luke Eggers for chairman?
Aye.
Aye. Against?
I
So
would-
noted.
I move that Bill Acito be appointed secretary.
I second that motion.
Seconded.
I have the same
Again.
opinion I had before.
Okay, and then you will call for the vote since you're the chairman.
I call the question. All in favor of Bill Acito as secretary of the Board of Elections, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.